suppose...
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Boba, get them! You're toast! By royal
Retribution!
This isn't over! Eat this! I've got the upper hand! Calm down! Like this.
I suppose this will do.
Another test. Try my suffocate.
nice and spicy! Oz, reveal that!
Fall before me!
A little
I got carried. This isn't over!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it up!
Boba, get them! Hey-ya!
burn!
Fall before me! One strike. I'm ready. Suffocate.
I'm the frying pan!
I've got the upper hand.
Going in! Let's light it up!
Eat this. I'm ready.
nice and spicy!
This isn't over.
Verdict is...
Fall before me. I've got the upper hand. Eat this.
Race you!
One strike will suffice.
Eat this!
Cut down. You win.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
By royal decree.
Let's light it up!
How's that, fairy? I suppose this will do.
Retribution! Ha! Burn!
Better than nothing. I suppose this will do.
She's up because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with What? You mean, so is this an invisible friend who hangs out with you sometime? Oh, so this imaginary friend of yours. When does Seriously? So, imagine... Oh, Paimon was looking forward to meeting... No, because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a four-player...
Oh, Traveler. Fancy meeting.
Tone deaf.
I'm here because Lisa. Come now, that's no it. For this particular contraption, Lisa.
Dangerous?
That's right. Looks like a monocle, but actually, sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it.
Huh?
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain. If you want to know for.
So,
Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler.
Do you see him? Do you see him?
So it does work.
Paimon wants to see? Alright then, you'll just have to be Paimon's... Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda floaty-headed. imaginary friend.
There it is! Behold!
Wait, imagine it.
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard. Sure. How can I help? Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty is my bestest.
No,
Flora, why exactly?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be
friends with a.
because then when it's windy, you and your friend can.
Isn't that called being whooped?
That's what some. I only found out this plant existed from an. I think his name was Stanley. Stanley's, and you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. He's in the city.
That sounds like a.
Flora's a pretty mysterious kid.
Which child shall we interrogate next? Well,
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard? Paimon's freaking out.
what say you we postpone?
Huh? Paimon has a favorite one. How about we Paimon's children are more open-minded. Is that why they can think up all kinds of imaginary friends?
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such...
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
The thing about wine is, you have.
Seems to me you'd find some way of. Just drink responsibly.
Oh, and if I did have one too many.
Throw you out?
You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy.
I see no reason to cling to things.
Is that so?
Sorry.
That's odd. Master D-Luke.
Seems our suspicions were right.
Like I said, a lack of chops.
So people do.
This raises an interest. Let's... How about...
Uh-oh. Somehow Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary. Jean? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary? So she's so determined. Are you up?
You bet. Today, I hope
So that you can fight shoulder...
I mean, obviously,
Seems Ellen real.
I was thinking, it's not every. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't man. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? So that. Oh, thank you.
So...
Ellen!
Thanks. Shoot. Honorary knight. Could you deliver a message? He's a friend of mine. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss. If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the Stanley's a truly legendary adventure. Great.
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot. Looks like we can't go any further.
Not to worry. Allow me. Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high.
We didn't bag all the loot last time! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Here we go. Let's light it up.
Burning kiss?
Think you can get away? Yahoo! Yeah.
Hey, are those guys...
Going in.
Eat this! Nice and spicy!
I was so sure.
To be fair, that could. So, you.
Yes.
Actually,
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to.
Oh, I see.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about.
whoa! You are Stanley?
I must say, well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back?
Well, I think you're not. In which case, I head back.
Okay, motion passed.
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Parte.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Your attitude says maybe you don't. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Magivari.
Enough already! Ugh! Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Now, where was I?
You and your partner reached the Merjavari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely. There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Merjavari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow. So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more, where the gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
That poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest...
Traveler, I believe I've made. Could I ask you to use the not?
What? Stanley
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot. You're saying his imaginary friend is an idealized version of his own self? Interesting idea.
Please excuse me.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still...
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me the weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's... I don't know whether you believe me, but since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legends? You bet! If I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable... Right now, I'm just a rookie. My abilities are limited. And so, what do you say? I can't bring my...
Aw, poor Jack. Venti.
Oh, one other thing.
Dada Upa Gord!
Bunch of villagers. Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. And that must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely!
Are you sure? Looks good. Why would Hilly Churls be bowing?
Seems somebody tossed an old sword.
This is in terrible shape.
Say, Jack, if you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless. Fades into the background. But when you're in dire...
You're right. You're right.
Let's scout around.
There's somebody there.
Stanley?
He's acting.
What happened? What?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing.
What? Where?
Maybe another time.
There's also wine stains on it.
And yet, my bard's intuition, warriors were surely an intact. Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to
You do? Okay then. Ahem. Well, okay. You take it from here. Hope you've picked up some hilly trip. Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating. Uh-oh. He did not. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hey, he dropped the shield and...
Guys, thank you so much. Mom!
Hey, the wine, you promised! What are you...
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll to be...
I'm starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with... Wow. Then I admire...
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. I'll get back to...
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away. Although, on further... Someone who can't let go of the past. I wonder... if such a person was forced to take their...
What are you talking about?
Anyway, I propose...
Tell me, Stan. Tell me, what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating?
Surely not. Even a...
Oh, Stan, it should have been me. I should have been the one to die in the Melchivari that day. If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never... You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend one day.
Does anyone...
I think our friend really did make it to the Mare Javari. But the real adventurer, the real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the... Stanley will never die. I'm sorry, Stanley. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes!
Go away.
But...
Leave now.
Honorary Knight! Venti! I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me.
Oh,
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for
that's wonderful. So, Jack,
No, not yet. I still don't have one. Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. Stanley, we'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wear.
Stanley's really fond of that. Jack left.
Oh, I see.
Huh? All of a sudden you're...
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. Just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star, full of potential.
You're not a total fraud.
Stories? To be honest, my memories of adventuring, and that's my biggest secret of all these years. I've been living to tell his story. But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never...
Exactly. Even in his memory. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as...
I'm too old. I'm no adventurer should have to go that way.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
Thank you all. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some, but...
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnect. This calls for a
And by libation, you mean...
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack, I'll head off to fetch the wine.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it?
You made it.
Just...
Yep. When actually it's just a half bottle. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant, who sealed off the city's perimeter.
Old Mondstadt? Oh!
That's right. The Tyrant of the Winds who once ruled from that tower was decorated. Back then, I was just a
A tiny...
Yep. My current form is not so different. In old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told, where a tyrant ruled. I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom. And we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you...
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing Paimon! But Venti's telling his...
Getting a little... so smart at all. But then, maybe it's right that true friends, a refreshing drink, a gentle breeze, back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly. Finally. I almost fell asleep waiting. As usual, my predictions are correct. You, yes you, come with me.
Are you some sort of door-to-door fortune teller? Sorry, but we're not really interested.
You're not from this world, are you?
How do you know about...
How? Because I'm a master of... If you've no other questions, let's be off. Fine. I am astrologist Mona Magistus. But considering that it is most rude to misremember names, I am on a mission from my master to retrieve a It was part of an agreement she made with a friend 50 years ago. But she isn't as spry as she...
Not sure what getting some box back...
Well, that's because my master and her friend contended in the mystic arts all their lives without... What are you talking about? The main thing here is now, from my predictions, I know that my master's friend, like me, that successor must also be one. But I would prefer to assure my victory in this contest. And upon giving it the knowledge passed down to me from my master, if I were to bring my disciple to meet her, then the lead... And you are Mondstadt's great hero. Come on, you don't actually have to become... There's something in it for you as well. Once I meet that successor and have a chance to exchange knowledge, then I will have answers for you.
That does seem much faster than searching the land country by country.
That said, I would like to pay a certain... There is a small inn near Mount Tianheng that never sees a lot of business, even though its food is always... The owner has always been good to me, so I'd like to say a farewell before I set off.
That an inn set up here has no business.
Mona, you've come at just the right time.
A jade ring.
Oh, that's not good. That ring was given to me by...
That should be no trouble with Mona here.
Absolutely not. Astrology is meant to be used to gain insight into reality.
But didn't you say that the owner...
This is a matter of pride and one's state of mind. If an astrologist thinks that their divinations will lose the power to guide, will not be able...
Such a powerful ability, and you don't use it to...
Well, I was going to put up 20,000.
20,000? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking that the person who Yes, of course. Still, the owner's business... It wouldn't be right for us to leave like this, so let's help to search for...
Oh, Paimon knew?
I know. I'll leave this one to you. This is the first mission...
Since it was swallowed up by a slime, maybe you remember this and... Paimon actually... don't sweat the...
Seems like you already...
Yep, we'll be back. really strong, it will attract all the slimes in the area. Even if they're just slimes, they can be dangerous together, so we'd best prepare ourselves.
By royal decree. Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Verdictus?
Found it! It's so pretty. Paimon was...
That's it.
You actually found it. Not bad. Mr. Zhu, you must take care of such precious things.
You're absolutely right. How would I have faced my family if I had lost the 253rd ring my mother gave me? Let me explain. I think there might be...
Then why would you feel the...
well, inheriting the Thank you, all the same.
Then I'll take it gladly.
But we did all the work.
A disciple should act like one.
Didn't we say we were just...
Well, you need to start practicing.
What was that rubbish?
Oh, right. You mustn't have eaten in days.
Well, I suddenly feel that you have indeed contributed. If we travel north, we'll reach the Wangshi. No need to thank me. I'm just doing as a good...
Did she say she was treating us? Is Paimon hearing things? She's such a good person. Since it's Mona's treat, we can order whatever we want.
Of course. I am... Excuse me. This is a favorite among our... Pour a few spoonfuls and... These are made using large, succulent shrimp. It's exactly what it says. Though tofu could not be a more all of them? We only...
That's not how you count it.
Sure. And I just like to, then, all right.
Paimon's been thinking about some... Is it?
I heard that. I said I was treating. An astrologist's mind is set on studying the stars, especially the act of overly and dangerous.
So, not eating the dishes, but it feels kind of bad that only... Oh, yes, we can... You don't use more to fulfill your desires, so it's fine as long as you're not buying anything, right? Let's go borrow the kitchen from the innkeeper.
Hello. How may I help?
We'd like to borrow the kitchen here.
Ah, I see. In that case, sure. If I may, You must be well talented indeed. From your clothes, you're most likely. I have a recipe for golden. It's crab meat that's been rolled.
Golden crab! Golden crab! With your skills in the kitchen.
There's no need to spend all that effort on me. I am a little hungry. This aroma is... I never thought it'd be fine, since... I mean... I never knew that... I see that it's no boast. I suppose it wasn't too much. It's nothing. Nothing. If we travel north from here, what deep mystery... That was tiring, but we're the quest to plumb the...
Paimon's not tired.
That's because you...
Well, it doesn't look like an astrologist.
That's because you have two...
Are you also
Who are you?
Oh, my brothers and I are all merchants. We just finished doing... You look rather tired. The cart we hired will be coming in a while. What's... No need. No need.
There's no need. Now, shoo. Get out of our way.
Huh?
Cease your pretension picking up people on the road who appear vulnerable, robbing them blind once they...
What are you saying? We came over... If you don't want to get on...
Well then, shall I tell you now which objects you have on you that are stolen? If you have any quibbles, we can bring people to corroborate what I've said, and all will come to... If I lose, I'll pay you. How about it?
You pushed it too far. I don't know how you found out, but as long as we get rid...
Don't fret, it's just a few... You said earlier that there was nothing amazing about
Another test subject.
Shadows of fate! Delve into destiny! Fate is upon you! Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's...
Boba, get them!
Shadows of fate! What did you think? Did that satisfy your expectation? Such things... Lies are worthless before astrology. Though it may take more time to garner the specifics.
But you did hit some bumps.
That's because Tevat's stars can only display the... Anything related to you becomes like a fog. That is why I must meet that successor. With our knowledge Whatever. All right, I'm rested. Let's get this journey to Mons...
If all...
Are you ready? Don't shame your master now. We're about... I guess... Wait, no. We have a rule that forbids us from teaching out. My astrology is based on hydromancy, and as the name suggests, allow me to demonstrate. From the present station and movement of the stars... I see. So that...
Doesn't that sound like...
We will meet her... Well, that's all the information we need. It seems that even... Never mind, I'll explain in...
Wow, it's you, Mr. Honorary Knight. And Paimon, too. You're back.
That's her.
the successor to great knowledge.
Successor?
That's right. I am the astrologist who has plumbed the depths of the ocean of stars. Surely you have long calculated my arrival as well.
An ocean of stars? What's that? Does it have fish in it?
Fish? No, don't play dumb. Is this some kind of game?
I should be the one saying that. I didn't get what you said at all.
But my predictions can't be mistaken. Well, let's make sure. Your mother's name is Alice, isn't it?
That's right. Oh, so you're Mommy's friend. But she's gone very far away.
My readings told me as much. But before she left, she must have imparted her mystical arts to you, surely.
Mystical arts? I don't get it. Mommy only taught me to make jumping. So Klee's mother is the friend and rival of Mona's teacher?
Yes. As well versed in astrology as she was, my master knew only astrology. Alice, on the other hand, was skilled in a great many other mystical fields.
Well, Klee's so young. So even if she'd heard this deep knowledge, she might not have understood.
Yes. It seems she has inherited the blood, but not the knowledge. What a miscalculation. There can be no contest like this. Ah, yes. So before Alice left, did she tell you about a 50-year agreement and about a certain box?
Oh, I know this one. So you're here for that box. I'll look. Wait here. Not this one. Or this one. No, it's not this one either. Ah, I remember now. I buried it together with my new treasure at Windrise. Wait for me. I'll be right back. Klee, don't just run off.
I'll help her pack these things back in. You looking at...
We're here. This is it. Let's take it. It can't be. Dendro's lines. We could talk. Nice and spicy. Oz revealed. Found it. It's this box. Glad it wasn't damaged in the retrieval complete.
You're back at last. I had intended to read a book. It dropped from Klee's backpack, so I thought it... Never mind that.
We did.
That's wonderful. Wait a...
Well, it's because I
Borrowed?
But since you're here for the box, I took all my treasures out. That's why it's empty.
You used it to store your thing?
Oh, you want the thing that...
You haven't broken...
No, it's the book in your hand.
What? This, the thing she wanted back after 50 years, was the dark history of... I'm finished. No wonder...
Am I a it was you. I don't know anything. I'm leaving. Well, if you don't...
Impossible. Astrology can see through...
after having spent all my mora to come to Mons.
That's so sad.
That's too difficult. Yes. How can I name?
Well, then you'll just have to go back and face your master.
Stop talking about it. I'll just have to stay in Mondstadt temporarily. Once that old, but what will I do about my
About that, we can go at
the Adventurers Guild? Ah, right. Oh,
Ad Astra. I see. There is a magic laboratory. Although we have a few special, I believe that if the astrologist you mentioned can. All right. That.
We'll need more where that came from.
the person who placed this seal is by no means simple. Breaking this seal by force is nigh on impossible. Interesting. I suppose it's worth using my astrology on. Let me see. I see. So, if you first, and then you... Alright, it's open.
Holy moly, that's amazing! Now we just need to go back to Catherine and you'll be able to stay here.
No need, no need. You have my utmost thanks.
You are?
Oh, I'm Goth, the owner of this house. I passed by the Adventurers Guild a while back, and Catherine told me about the matter. I never thought this troublesome seal would be dispelled so quickly.
Does that mean I can stay here?
Of course, of course. The facilities inside were just being left there anyway. I would be glad to have someone make use of them. To express my thanks, I shall rent this building to you at the lowest possible price.
Rent? I didn't hear anything about rent, and I helped out too.
Well, yes, of course, I understand. I am most thankful to you for that. So rest assured that I will give you the best rates.
I mean...
Paimon thinks Mona's misunderstood something.
I guess I don't have any other...
Great! Then we are...
Thanks for your help. Also, without the necessary tools and without new knowledge, but I promise that I'll do a reading for you first thing once I'm ready. Thank you. I wish you both safe
How is she gonna make a living if she... Maybe we should come back and check on her. later. How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Oh? I didn't think I would see you here.
Are these two your friends?
Yes, we had the traveler.
This, good sir, seems not to appreciate the almighty power of the Lord of Geo. As a professional archaeologist, we are
As everyone knows, the Lord of Geo taught the ancient people of Liyue the craft of smelting, creating goods that allowed today. Liyue holds the sole right to cast Mora in the entire continent of Teyvat. The world's very...
According to my research, as well as my own hypothesis, I believe that this coin of unique historical significance has been... For example, perhaps the Qixing who control the Liyue use it in some kind of...
No. My research indicates that the first Mora coin, Mora is a catalyst. This we all know. Even today, the world's first Mora would no doubt possess the strongest power. That is, that the Lord of Geo used this...
Dagger in a...
Well, buy the book when it comes out to read the full story.
I can't say I agree. Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst, for people to... The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis.
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable.
No, I am not debating right or wrong.
Enough! Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo more?
I know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But discussion is meaningless if everyone has the same opinion.
Well then, answer me this. Long ago, when Liyue Harp...
That is...
Okay, then tell me. Why would the Lord of Geo...
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce.
Oh.
I mean...
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may...
Of course. What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boat. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that...
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the...
Right! The Lord of G...
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god. Morax used a rather underhanded trick to...
What?
This bit of history is a...
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event...
No, it's just...
Over here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you. See.
Put down your weapon and stay back.
First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an...
The Fatui said...
But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I will be conducting an archaeological survey here. I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhang Li, with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology.
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the
Of course you would be such a...
Wait, if you were studying archaeology, can I go too?
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too. This experience It is a story from before the rise of the Seven. Although the...
Wait, this is an archaeological expedition.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent.
Oh?
If my friend espies a treasure chest...
Hey, Paimon's good at that too!
Well, that is cool. Well, let's go. There's no time to waste. When the Overlord of the Vortex was crushed by the Jade, an ancient artifact would be good. Traces of ancient activity would be great. But a piece...
This is fine.
This place looks so ordinary.
Huh?
I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out...
Guyan Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be. Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here. Piercing, after many years of wind erosion.
These mountains were the Lord...
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by... But due to the different angles they landed at, they're large centers of mass. So besides wind erosion, the initial collapse...
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex...
Indeed. This is where the value... Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea.
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get... I mean, rich. Well, since we brought so many...
Okay then. I will go with my friend here. Oh...
Huh?
What's the matter? This is your profession.
I get it. I'll...
Okay. If we find... The ancient god probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Well, go ahead then. Use your elemental sight to look for any marks.
Light it up! Everybody stand back!
Hey-ya! At the frying pan!
By royal
Retribution!
Why are there enemies here?
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated, and its remnants still affect the area to this day.
I'm going in! Hey!
Oz, reveal! Booba, get them! Your face!
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
At the frying pan, into the fire!
Hunters!
By royal decree.
They're gathering together here. But why?
See that object in the center? Perhaps it emits the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly attract one. The hydromimic monsters. I have a contract and must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead. Defeat them and recover the relic.
Is that all you've got?
I'm going in. Nice and spicy.
It's just a stone slab, but its design is quite unique. This should be enough to garner some information. Let's head back.
You call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't.
We all have our areas of expertise.
Oh, stop
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she left me to rely solely on guessing. I mean, experience.
I've just been researching the god of salt. Strange. And you. You kept asking about how much Mora every...
I mean, isn't measuring their...
Now, calm down. No need... Oh, what a shame. These objects were in... The stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint or...
Quick, give... At least we didn't come for nothing. Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right?
So, it's only valuable for reasons?
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the god of salt is because history can tell us about culture and beliefs. But you? You're just...
Nonsense! I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya. I swear, if I'm lying, may the Lord of Geos...
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to sell that teacup.
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection. It must have fallen here along with the Jade Chamber. So unless you want to mess with the Qixing...
Ah, I see. What a shame. It was of such high quality, too.
See? You do what...
So what? Why can't I... All right, then. No need to stay here any longer.
Wait, did I leave my apron outside to dry?
By royal decree.
better than nothing. I heard that Salterai was once the home of the god of Salt's people.
According to legend, the people, but this legend has been around for ages.
Oh, that's just great. If I knew it was picked this—
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this. However, the ruin entrance has been. I found them. So at the moment, the seal's origin and I don't know. There's no concrete evidence. But I'm pretty. The god of Salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people. Not to mention. So, the one who once.
This doesn't sound like.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of—
You weren't listening at all, were you? Ugh.
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with—
This seal seems to be quite ancient.
I may know something about...
What?
Over the years, I've heard various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Let's go take a look at the mechanism.
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli. Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain... See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
That's because there's actually another mechanism.
This place seems familiar. Huh. When I investigated, but when we lit up all the elements...
That's because you... The secret to the Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north.
To the north.
Certainly, you provide a at that time, and that haven...
How sad...
Okay, in...
Tianheng in the... with it...
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
Hark! 'Tis thundering retribution. Down in the dark times ahead.
That, and main Fräulein's launch. Ria's still on the line.
What? Seriously?
Look! The seal really was broken! Mr. Zhongli is indeed quite remarkable.
It was nothing, really. Now, it's time that people learn the hidden truth, lost to time. Before entering the ruin, I have a proposal.
Okay.
I propose you two agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets claim to each treasure. To show my sincerity, I won't be taking any
Hey!
I don't agree. I mean, you want me to
I don't agree either. He will only defile the
Well then, if the contract... You will have to rely on your own experience to find whatever treasures are hidden in this...
You have the audacity to demand this!
If you want me to agree upon this contract, if we discover the truth behind the god of salt...
I can accept this arrangement. Well then.
Listen, as long as you stick to your own path, it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
statues?
No. These are people. They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Solidify!
Look at this!
It just looks like a fancy salt.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also...
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out...
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt.
Finally. After all that effort, I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000...
Hey! How can you use...
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan.
Of course, as we agreed. But how...
Since we have a contract...
Then let's move on, shall we?
Crumble! Quake! Rise! Quake! Rise!
Just a simple ruler.
This, if I remember...
Indeed. But the god, when you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt...
What? That's even...
Well then, according to our...
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized, and this girl has been useless!
Oh boy. Here we go again.
So you are saying you want to break the con...
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechan... Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should I let you...
Because you agreed to a... Rex Lapis once said, ones who...
That is one of your Liyue gods. I am from
will suffer the wrath of the...
Gather! Order guide you! Quake! Stabilize! You can't run from death.
I shall confiscate. You are not worthy to continue.
Oh, darn you!
Some archaeological survey. He could only... Hey, Paimon like...
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, when people see the object of their dreams, I think we should be...
Huh?
That in truth...
Why do you...
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. You aren't interested in archaeology. I believe those legends about the god of salt. But
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War and...
Oh, right! Now that you mention it, The people of Liyue very seldom use the name Morak.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of... We hate him! But this is more... So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has... We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we?
Naturally. Of course. Come with me. Oh.
Crumble!
Solidify! Retribution! Ha! Ha! Quake! This is order! Gather! Order guide you.
This is... Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! The power of this sword. Sure, if we can repair the sword...
Two pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective...
Why? We were alternating claims to try...
Yes. But the only one object per
Zhongli, she...
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide.
No! If I only take one half, then it can't be repaired, no matter what. Even if it breaks the contract.
So you are already decided? That is to say, you consign yourself to suffer the...
That's okay. The god punished me how...
No, you can't hit...
Perhaps that as punishment.
Huh? The truth?
Yes. I'm afraid to say that the god of salt... Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all of... During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all... But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up... However, during such a long war, after making countless concessions,
No.
In her last days, she had not even...
Not even a single blade?
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of...
Murder weapon? No! That's not true!
As I said before...
Preposterous!
Hey! Come back!
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as... Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There...
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt. And betrayal.
What are all the... What did they see? What...
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond the... This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated. The story continues that some among her people realized the Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of no matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal. Those who could not flee Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants, and so they risked their lives to come here. To break, but they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted?
This must be a lot. Don't you dare try.
Teimosa.
This is the price she must pay. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately. No, indeed. How sharp of faith in a god who has already passed. So it is for Havria. And so it is. All right then. Now, treading old ground, one cannot help.
Será que é lá no topo? Lá em cima.
Now, I mentioned the Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals. To leave them here is to let them slumber. And I ended an era with my own two hands. History records, but history may be changed. This incident proved that. I need to find a better way of recording. Stone carvings were one such ancient method. But unchanging stone. Therefore, I thought you are one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. As long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times and... Well, may you find now. I am the god of wealth, so I would... Now then, it is time that we can... As I said before, this is the place. This includes Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most... Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long, naught but folk tales remain. Osial, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue. My legacy shall now be left to those who come after to debate. I will remain here for a while. I fear that moments, though the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler do have power, and if a day comes when he should recover his strength and I will remain here for a while. We did not measure right and wrong, of course, as I am now. I only wish that she could have...